Chris Clenshaw has shared fucking major Christmas spoilers and plans for the future, as well as we have a little bit of someone on the old subreddit did a bit of digging, and they found a piece of news suggesting that there will be more members of the Knight family very early in 2024. I've suggested that it's probably his like wayward son, who is like a bit of a. I remember there was a conversation that Phil and George had, and the only reason I remember it is because I went, George's son's dead on the Christmas floor at Christmas. Fucking hell, bold take when I back when I used the Twitter account. But you know, fairly wayward. They don't really get along. You know, he's probably involved in some crime shit. There was some stuff, but yeah. A new Knight family member in 2024. Can't wait for them to be the most hated character on the show for 2 months until Keanu's gone. Yeah.
Keanu.
I don't know, it's one of them. Any of them.
Like again, the best thing I am looking forward to EastEnders in 2024 is it's right. This might sound wanky. I hope it doesn't. But it's great when subs actually bank off the success of the previous successor, and they don't go, right, here's all the rocket fuel from 2023. Chris Clenshaw, what are you doing with your nose? Oh, he's snorting it. Oh, fuck, we don't have any rocket fuel. And it's just like, okay, so what happens to 2024? Piss all. And I go, oh, great.
It was also funny is that they shit can the soap awards for next year, which is ironic because EastEnders would have won fucking everything.
What do you mean you shit-canned?
There's not going to be a British Soap Awards in 2024. They're bringing it back for 2025. But they didn't give a reason. But it is just the fact that Emmerdale and Corrie are kind of... in comparison to EastEnders, they're fucking mid-tier. So the year that EastEnders was going to win all the awards, bloody hell, guess we're just not doing it. Cheers, ITV. Just funny. I was, for a second earlier, I was going to record a news video about that, but then went, who actually cares? Soap Twitter cares. It's the biggest night in soap. No, it's fucking not. It's Christmas, you fucking ballback. What's wrong with you? Who cares about the Soap Awards? We did a reaction to it, but I don't know if it's on YouTube because it was the first time I did YouTube streaming, I think. And I forgot to press the end stream button on the fucking thing, so it was going. It didn't continue. Like, it was just looping the last 3 seconds for about 5 hours. Just casually went, oh, fuck. But yes, let's get into Chris Clenshaw's big interview. This obviously came out the same time that all of the Coronation Street stuff came out. A lot of the Emmerdale stuff came out, but we missed it because there was so much news shit that I only fucking saw today that there was a big interview with your man Chris Clenshaw.
Yeah, man.
You're one.
Good on you.
Nah, not your one. All right, so
you're on Kenobi.
Yes, so obviously this is just off the bat of the 30th episode, the October 30th episode rather, where Dean appeared. And yes, Digital Spy recently caught with Chris Clenshaw to get some early teasers on the festival episodes and much more in an exclusive chat. Firstly, they're talking about Dean's return. He says, I think we always knew we were going to bring back Dean for Linda's story this year. He is a character that has such historical connections to the show and to the square. As we know, he didn't get any comeuppance for what he did, and understandably, Linda's going to struggle in the wake of his return. Fair enough, not really much to add to that one. Obviously, you've seen the episode where Dean returns since Halloween, and he's also revealed to be Cindy's secret business partner and the new partner of Beale's Eels. Cindy wasn't quite aware of who she was getting into business with, and she quickly realised the mistake she's made, but the contracts have been signed, so there's no backing out now, exactly. It will probably therefore come as no surprise that Dean's a potential body at Christmas. He was always going to return at some stage this year. Pretty exciting stuff. It's a good way to bring in Shirley as well when she's inevitably back, right? Like, because obviously, not saying if Dean dies and suddenly she's the only person, like now Shirley's lost everyone and everything, and she believes that Linda could have fucking killed him. because Shirley now believes that Linda was lying about being raped. You know, there's a good chance that Shirley comes back to the square and starts raising fucking hell.
Here's my little tinkle in the hat, if you don't mind.
Weeing in the hat, mate.
Yeah, pissing in the hat, poor magician's hat. But my guess is you bring Dean back in 2023, which they did. You bring Shirley back in 2024, and then for the 40th anniversary, you either have Kathy die, which I would do.
I'll do it
and
as
then,
well.
You have Kathy die, but the big surprise is Big Bollocks has returned. Big Golden Balls himself. Good old Heather Trott. I'm only messing. Good old Mick Carter.
Exactly.
And then Mick has like amnesia. He tries to. So Shirley like worms in his ear, going, "Yeah, Linda's a bitch. She's a cow. You cow. You bitch." And then Mick is like, he slowly has amnesia.
He's just confused, isn't he?
He's confused, and then so you slowly get Shirley telling him one thing, and then Linda being like, "You love me, Mick. You love me. We're a mano. You know, we did it. You know, we love each other." And then Mick is conflicted, and then he eventually gets memories back. Maybe he sees a doctor, and you do the whole thing where he goes to the doctor. The doctor's like, "What do you remember? What do you remember? Bon, what do you remember?" If you're wondering why I'm doing this, you may remember from SVR 2011 they had Rem Stereo visit a doctor. So I'm just reciting that from SVR 2011, where he just goes to a doctor. And he's talking about memories. What do you remember? So basically, just do that with Mick Carter. What do you remember? Then about the incident, and then try and get his memories back, which then would hopefully lead into Christmas 2025 when Mick has a big when it's Mick and Linda versus Shirley.
Yeah.
Or Mick finally coming to the realization that he loves Linda once again, and then we're back to square one.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know how they do it, but I look forward to. It feels like that's what we have to ramp up to, right? It feels like we have to. You know, Danny gets his 3-year break. You know, so it's probably the right timing. Yeah, following this, but this continues. There's a lot of excitement about the Christmas flash forward episode and the 6. Are we going to start seeing more clues throughout autumn? And are you planning to narrow down the suspect list as it goes on? He says, "Good question. I think at the moment it really could be any of them, couldn't it? It could be any man in Walford. But as we head towards Christmas, it will become apparent and it will become very clear who the potential body is. Not who the body is, but who the potential ones we are looking are and the ones that it could be." Fuck me, but politician Chris Clenshaw here. So will you narrow it down? Yes, there will be suspects and there will be people in the firing line. Yeah, but who is it though? Yes, there will be people. It's sound.
My take on this is obviously I think they're going to have to, because to me it's like when you're watching a video game, like a Let's Play or something, or you're playing a video game, and it's like, right, so like the example is, it's like you have people, like for Spider-Man for example, you have people who you think is going to become Venom, but then it's obviously revealed that this person has become Venom that you don't think should have become Venom. It's obviously going to be like that for me with Christmas, where you have, like, let's take Nish, where you think Nish is going to die at Christmas. Yes. He's ramping up, he's been an evil wanker. And then obviously Ash can go, "Oh, guys, I was right. I was fucking right. It was Dean fucking Wicks. I tell you what now, boy. I tell you now and I tell you what." And it's like, okay, Ash, you were correct. So, like, you do that, in my opinion, because you can't blatantly go, "Oh, Chris Clenshaw, who dies at Christmas?" Well, you know, hypothetically, if you look at it, it's Dean Wicks. Dean Wicks dies. Here's the script. Read
if
the
I
script.
wasn't me, and I didn't know who it was, but I don't, and I'm not. But it's Dean. Oh, sound. Cheers, Chris. Yeah. And then someone says, "So yes, you're right in the terms of it will be narrowed down. It will be clear who it could be from a small number of people. At the moment, it could be anyone from Winston to Grant. Let's say, but it will become more apparent on who the potential bodies are. More than one Christmas death as a potential." Still went, yes, there may be a chance that at the time that many suspects will be narrowed down. I'm not saying that'll be a lot of people, but I'm saying that there are some. Sound. Cheers, Chris. Obviously, nobody wants it to be revealed. This reveal is banking on whether 2024 is going to be like gonna kick off to be a really good start of the year. Or
Like,
not.
you don't want it to be, like, how could I put it? You want it to be big and explosive, and I've come around to the conclusion that yes, D-Mix will be big and explosive, even though I'm just saying from an outsider's perspective, is he really that explosive? That's all I'm thinking about, is from an outsider's perspective. But even obviously they're going to give it a month. It's not like he's coming back at December and they only have like 3 weeks. But my guess is like you can't have fucking Reese turn out to be evil and he's the body on the floor. Like that would quite literally be like playing a game. And you think the game's going to be good, and then the third act, it turns out the good guy you've been playing as has been evil all along. He's given cancer to kids, and you're like, what? What is
like
this?
Watching High School Musical, the series, or whatever the fuck it's actually called. All right, so I'm not explaining it entirely because some people might want to know. Not sure if there's much crossover between Soap People and High School Musical, the series. But the whole time, it's like, all right, it's main guy and main girl, and then it diverts. It diverts to main girl and this fucker called Gina, and they had a much nicer pairing than main guy and the main girl. But then, in like the last episode, they go, you know how he's been with Gina this time? Well, just kidding. She didn't fucking really mean anything at all. Fuck you. They're back together. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? You built... You
Just the reason why...
I was angry. I was furious. I was a Gina and whatever the fuck the guy's face is. Ricky? I don't know. I was so on board with this.
Did it get a series 2 or was it just one off
definitely
series?
got a series 2.
Oh,
maybe even a series 3. Just happened that Olivia Rodrigo just became way much more popular than literally everyone else in the show. So now they're back together in the show. Fuck you. Second best in a TV show. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know. I've never expressed that anywhere. That was therapy. It was very therapeutic. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I love how the camera just started shaking like you were angry. Just like fucking hate this. Look at it. Well, I love that. I love the effects of that.
Furious. It's like a 4D cinema.
Ooh. Yeah, we're totally gonna. I'm totally bringing you to a 4D cinema.
Someone says, "Is the Christmas death going to be a culmination of ongoing storyline or the start of a new one?" Chris Clenshaw says, "There's obviously the 6 and the 6 women, and all their stories will build up towards Christmas. But what is quite interesting, even though they're called like the 6, which is something that I just referred to them as when we were planning this story in the beginning." I think it was in the first meeting I called the woman to tell them about the story, rather than calling them by their names, he called them the 6, and then these things start. But they're not the 6 at the moment. They only really become the 6 from Christmas, and from the huge consequences of what happens at Christmas. Each of those women will become the 6 from Christmas Day onwards. I'm not saying these questions are absolute wank, but these questions are fucking shit.
Why are you asking questions he can't fucking answer? Why are they the 6?
Is the Christmas death going to be the culmination of ongoing storylines or start a new one? We all know that. Yes. It's going to build on what was already there, but it's going to kick off a whole year of shit. It's a massive cover-up of a murder. Fuck's sake. I guess it's good to have it on the record. Essentially saying, yeah, fundamentally, the trauma's going to bond them, right? They're all going to be bonded together. There's some unspoken shit that they'd never want to talk about, but may have to at points. Ultimately, it's fucking, like, it is what it is. Are you planning to tell a different story for the New Year episode? Alright, interesting question. We have some episodes after Christmas before the New Year, which will be dealing with the aftermath of Christmas. Then on New Year's episode, we do actually have a different story, where we'll not only see some returning characters, but we'll also see some new characters. George Knight Jr. Probably.
Shirley Carter's pussy.
I don't... Oh, imagine if Shirley's like, I'm coming back, Dean. I'm coming back to Walford. Dean? 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 Where are you? Dean left yesterday. Why would he leave on Christmas Day? Well, you know.
She just starts singing, "Where are you?" And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream
Obviously, the
without
most
you.
hotly anticipated return will be Lady Di, that
Yeah.
lovely
Oh,
little bulldog.
yeah, and then he starts shagging fucking poor Tyson. Poor Tyson.
Oh no!
Like rabbits. Like fucking rabbits on the square.
Oh Jesus. What storyline should we be keeping an eye on for now between now and Christmas? I think, he says, I think we should keep a close eye on Kathy and Rocky and their relationship. Kathy's currently unaware of the financial struggles that Rocky's found himself in. We do know there's going to be a huge fire in the cafe, and that event will have huge repercussions for the Beals as lives are left hanging in the balance. Karen, maybe. Vinny.
I don't think anyone's in the fight. I don't think anyone's in the cafe.
Well, all we know is that Bobby gets hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all that's said. Someone's got to die in the fire. I feel like obviously, I feel like even maybe Rocky could just perish in the fire. But
I believe he has a dinner date that night.
Oh. Sorry, it's just sound like someone's very. Oh, sorry, I'm washing my hair that night, guys. Sorry. Obviously, because there'll be massive guilt from Rocky if he's still alive. There'll be massive guilt from Kathy. It'll fuck up their relationship. I feel like Kathy's in for a fucking horrible next year or two. Just I feel like the guilt, the shame, and then pretty much like not the abandonment. So I don't know if Rocky's gonna stay alive or not. But then like the heartbreak of Rocky just fucking her out of her money and like. And I feel like and obviously I feel like we will probably get a massive like health storyline for Kathy, but between Rocky breaking her heart again and the guilt from covering up a murder at Christmas, she's probably gonna have some pretty serious like health issues. In the next
she could
year.
die. She could die next Christmas. Because I want Christmas.
I still imagine
2023.
it building it for the 40th anniversary, right?
I still want something big to happen for Christmas 2024.
Oh, they definitely will.
Like I don't want it to be like, well, here's the Carters having Christmas Day dinner.
Well, it's just
what
more so. You think with the
wrong?
last year where we've had like multiple weeks in a month be explosive, you think they're not making Christmas special? Like, there's no way it's not. You continue saying, I think you really need to keep an eye on each of those 6 women. Sharon is currently planning a move to Abu Dhabi, and we know that Keanu has a plan in motion to kind of keep her in Walford under false pretenses. The next couple of weeks, Keanu will attempt to put his plan into action, but it will backfire and lead Keanu to stage an abduction of Albie, which I just think says so much about his relationship with Sharon, the dynamics and the differences between the two of them. Yeah, Keanu's a fucking child. I think
Wait, so he did kidnap Albie?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's important. Yeah, Keanu kidnaps Albie. I'm sure Karen's helping him. I guess Karen doesn't die in the fire then.
She just leaves.
She just leaves after Keanu's exposed at Christmas or something. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these characters are probably either gone or, like, not long after. Like, because... we'll get into this when we actually cover who we think dies, but some of these characters have a lot more to give. Like, I feel like there's a lot more story potential you could have with Nish. It just depends how long he's there for. As for Keanu, no. But regardless, I think it was all kind of fun and lots of mischief when they were having an affair a few years ago, but they're quite different people when it comes down to it. Yeah, the one wants to settle down and the one doesn't. The one fucking keeps his socks on in bed. Little weirdo.
But I like it when I have my socks on in bed.
So it's fine to have socks in bed, but not if they're fucking 7 days old, Keanu. Fucking
But
Mom!
Mom!
I think Denise and Jack's marriage, obviously this is another big one, has been on the rocks for the best part of the year since her kind of affair with Ravi and since she went to the hotel with him. There's going to be trouble for this couple as well. There's going to be an infidelity that in the lead up to Christmas. Someone's going to sleep with someone else. No, just in case people are confused about the infidelity. Jack's gonna Jack's gonna cheat on Denise. Denise is not cheating on Jack a second time. It's gonna be Jack on Denise, and he's probably either gonna sleep with Sam, Stacey, some of them, and hopefully Max Branning comes out. Yeah, so gotta get our agenda.
A threesome. A threesome. Jack, Stacey, Jack, Stacey, and Max. Nothing like a ginger, a beard, and a woman.
Cheeky bit of incest, as you do.
As long as they don't touch tips, it's fine.
There's going to be trouble for this couple as well. There's going to be infidelity and lead up to Christmas, but I'm not going to say which one of them, or who with. What if they just both cheated, just with someone else? Bloody hell. Then obviously Suki and the Panasals as well. Nish will discover Suki and Need's relationship, will discover the affair, and obviously when that happens, all the hell will break loose. Vinny's dying. Stacey's storyline isn't over, and there's still so much to come with Theo and that storyline. And we've obviously spoken about Linda already. We necessarily excited about the Theo stuff? Because I'm fucking not.
My problem is I feel like his story was already done, but they're still running on the engine. Oh, he's a stalker. Everyone, you must hate him. It's like, come on, Chris Clenshaw. You have the perfect opportunity to get hit with an iron, and then just be written out. I don't feel like there's much engine left in the tank. I do
feel like, I mean, if we think about what Theo did, what the receptionist told about him and his mate, it's to show how far Theo will go. Even though he was attacked, he's not been prosecuted for anything. And he's probably legally safe. So I think it'll be another. I think it'll ramp up another gear. I think that's how they'll do this one.
I as much as I like Theo Hawthorne, and just know I like the I like the actor because the actor is brilliant. I just feel like there is much left to tell, but I feel like I don't want time for it to tell, if that makes sense.
I just think we need to. Yeah, I get it, but I think once they turn it around, once they start moving forward, I think the reason why we're probably feeling quite really still, I think it's just because it has been on the burner for a month. So obviously once we actually figure out what's where we progress, it's going to be a bit more interesting.
Hopefully. Where has he been? Where has he been for the past month?
Is he just?
It's the real question.
I think he's just licking his wounds, right?
You think he'd be around the square buying bread, but he's not even around the square. He's just fucking. He's just he's just sitting in his real house, not in Walford.
We haven't even seen much of Stacey either, so.
She's still selling paps.
Yeah. But yeah, can you share anything about Lauren's return? Clenshaw goes, it's brilliant having her back. Obviously, Ian and Peter are back now, and Cindy too. Now they're back in Walford. It felt that Lauren should return as well. We obviously saw her in France with Peter, and it looked like they were kind of hoping that they would reconcile, and it looked like they might, only for her to then be horrified that Cindy was alive. There's a lot for her and Walford to deal with. Obviously, Jack's marriage to be on the rocks. Fucking Linda probably not actually giving Max any parental rights with Annie. And obviously Peter sleeping with Priya. Is he still gonna be on the rebound, or does he actually want to settle down again? A lot of stuff that's obviously that Cindy Lauren dynamic. There's a lot for Lauren to sink her teeth into.
And then maybe it's the final countdown. Here comes Max Branning, in for the win. He's cashing in, he's running in, he's fucking winning the belt. Come on, Max. Come on, Jackwood. Get your fucking arse out, boy.
Says she was briefly here for Dot's funeral, but she hasn't been back on the square since Abby died of falling off the roof. It's not going to be easy for Lauren when she returns. She also doesn't know that she has a sister. Oh, she doesn't. Wow. So
she has a sister?
Yeah, Annie. Linda's kid for Max. The first time we see her, it won't be in Walford, and I can also say that she won't be returning on her own. Whoa.
Is it Max?
I can't see it being Max.
Fuck.
But I wouldn't mind it being Tanya.
I don't care. I just want Max back. I don't care about Lauren. Just give me Max. See, we've built up this agenda where Max Brannon is the king.
I know. Like, I'd love to see it be Max, but I don't think it's not like it needs to be bigger to have Max back, right?
Yeah, but it's Max. It doesn't need to be big. It can be.
No, it needs to be big. It needs to be a big deal when he comes back. But who would Lauren even be with? A new fella? Nah, it's gotta be. She could be bringing someone else back. Who knows? That's exciting to speculate about. We know that Whitney will be leaving next year. Can you tell us much about her exit story? Says, I'm going to be quite tight-lipped about the exact details of Whitney's storyline as we've still got quite a way to go with her. But yes, she'll be leaving next year, and what I will say is that her and Zack will have a Christmas/New Year miracle. She's pregnant. She's going to be pregnant, or there's going to be, I don't know, she's going to get a kid. She's going to have a kid or get a kid, and they're going to, probably not Zack. I feel like Zack's probably staying, but I feel like Whitney will have a little baby in the oven and will be comfortable to actually try raise it. And whenever she comes back, I feel like she'll come back with a family. So I think you have to, right? You have to. Chelsea has had a fairly quiet year so far. Is there anything coming up for her? He pretty much says, yes, Chelsea does have something coming up next year, but I'm also shut the fuck up. I can't tell you anything. What about the Mitchells? Obviously, we know that Phil is keeping some fairly major secrets. Obviously, him sleeping with Emma. And he just says, things in Walford don't stay secret forever, do they? Well, Kat's happily married. Phil slept with Emma and Alfie knows about it. You can expect the fireworks when that's revealed, and it will be revealed. Shock of the century, mate. Affair's going to be revealed.
Ash, Quan, I have to do it for the thumbnail.
Oh, fucking... That's... Oh, it'll manage. Fucking hell. Oh, there's not too much left. I know. In textbook Watching Walford fashion, we've taken us a week fucking time with this. We still got an episode of EastEnders to watch, a video to film, the podcast, one more match podcast. Oh, fucking! I'm wanting to stream later. Jesus Christ!
Well, you'll have to cancel that fucking stream, boy.
Can you clarify whether Shirley and Sam will be returning? Both went on breaks from the show, and we haven't seen them since. Linda Henry is currently on a break from the show. She walked out of Walford last year with Lady Di in the wake of Mick's disappearance, but it won't be the last you see of her. Yeah, she's coming back after Christmas. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah, he didn't deny the exit.
And Sam will be making her way back to the square this autumn. Also says Mick's disappearance, doesn't say death. Let's be real. And Sam will be making her way back to the square this autumn. And actually, in typical Sam Mitchell fashion, she finds herself in a troublesome place and has to ask Big Brother Phil to help her out the situation. Who's she fucked over this time? Someone.
Grant Mitchell.
Lots has happened since she's been away. Obviously, she's got a grandchild, Charlie, but Ricky Jr. isn't happy that his mum has been so absent. I think a great thing about Sam Mitchell is that she's very much a character that can kind of turn up at the Mitchells anytime, cause mayhem, and leave them to sort out her mess every time. There's a lot of fun with Sam. Agreed. One of the sleeper characters of the year. She just nails everything she does. It's great stuff. Fuck me, how much else? There's not much left. So much left. Has bringing Cindy back from the dead inspired you to do this with any other characters you've killed off? Or is Ronnie and Roxy coming back? Please. Please. That's what that question is. That's an interesting one. Alright, Chris, don't fucking let him down gently now. I think because Cindy didn't actually die, it was easy enough to believe that she hadn't actually died. Nice fucking answer, fuck's sake. Has it inspired me? I think while there might be people that are really sad that some characters have died in the past, I don't think you could do that with every character. Every dead character. Yeah, well,
Gary's back, confirmed.
Yeah, you can, like as much as I'd love to see Abby back, you can't bring her back. She's very much dead and died on screen. But if it's ambiguous, you have to make sure the story does stack up and that there's a plausible way around it. Like, there's an unwritten rule on soap: if a character's died off screen, then you've got the potential for it. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Cindy has died off screen, so we found ourselves with an opportunity where we could do it in the same way that Kathy had died off screen in South Africa. Whereas Reg Cox died in episode 1, and we could see that he was dead, so I don't think we could try bringing him back anytime soon. Look at him, he loves the classics. Bring back Kelvin, you fucker, or Michelle Fowler. I'm sure she'd unretire for this. She wouldn't. It's very happily retired. Aww. And finally, the last paragraph we have of this. Essentially them saying, yes, would be nice, but ultimately, I can't just suddenly bring back 7 characters from the dead. You know. That's the answer. And he says, finally, have you got any early teasers that you can give to us on the 40th anniversary in 2025? Because yes, obviously Clenshaw is thinking about the future and is wanting to ramp up the plans for 2025. Of course, you know. I believe he's in it for the long haul, right? Clearly a very talented EastEnders, writer. Clearly a talented, fucking producer. So ultimately, yeah, he's excited. He says, got a very exciting 2024 planned. We're building to our 40th anniversary. Obviously going to be quite tight-lipped because it's over a year away, but I suppose I can guarantee that it'll be a huge celebration. We are currently planning it. We're currently in discussions with it. We do work quite ahead of time. We're planning it as we speak. Now, you might say that's a boring answer, but ultimately, some producers what? You want us to plan 2 years ahead? Sorry. I'm currently killing off fucking Ian Beale. That was my mission when I got the job. I was planning an IRA bombing, lads. I don't know about you.
Up the ra. I said, up the ra.
So there we are. A lot of EastEnders secrets revealed, a lot of teasers for Christmas, because just after Halloween, well, it's now we're building to Christmas. There's 8 weeks left? Fucked me till I fart. There's a lot going on, Piggy. And it's a lot to get excited about. And like I said, in truly us fashion, we sat here. It's not even that long an article. 30 minutes. Hope you've enjoyed it. You soapy bastards. Yeah. Fuck it. I'm even surprised myself these days. It's quite impressive. But yeah, what do you think of the article? What do you think? What is your... I know a lot of people hone in on certain bits of this, so tell us which bits you're oh, fucking hell. Fucking Shirley back. Yeah. Who's Lauren gonna be with? Tell us what you think about those in the comment section down below. But, as always, I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Been joined by Piggy.
You can follow us on Twitch at Watching Walford, Instagram and Twitter /X at Watching Walford. If you want some of Ash's Twitch, it's Aqua Dreams on Twitch. If you want his Twitter, it's Real Aqua Dreams on Twitter /X. And if you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, go ahead. We are doing November. I'm hiding my mustache and I'll tell Ash why off screen. And I'm telling you off screen. I'm not telling you now on screen. And yeah, you can subscribe to our wrestling channel at One More Match. And that's it for me. See you in the next one.
Yeah, I suppose just to briefly mention, obviously we are doing Movember, which is why Piggy's hiding his face. And yes, we'll be doing it. We'll be trying to raise some money, and we've currently set a goal for £100. And if you do want to support the goal and pledge to it, there should be a link in the description to our Movember drive that you can go ahead and pledge money to. If not, just keep watching the channel, keep sharing it, and hopefully we can start some conversations about men's mental health. And, actually try and make this a open and honest space so people feel comfortable to maybe sometimes talk about their problems. Maybe not all the time. Maybe let's not be like a therapy corner. But, start some conversations. If you can start talking to someone and it'll help you out, that's all we're really aiming to do this November. But yeah, thank you for watching. And as always, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.